This podcast is part of the Frederick Podcast Network. Learn more at listenfrederick.com.
That's number one. You kind of reset me.
Painful, tender to the touch. May also
Same shoulder length and the other.
Welcome back to another episode of the Real Health Podcast with Brandi and Amir. I'm Dr. Amir Rashidian, a chiropractor. Brandi Rashidian is my other half co-host and the reason you tune in. And the Real Health Podcast is brought to you by Frederick Podcast Network, found on listenfrederick.com, along with YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, and all the other places you like to find podcasts. Yep. I still don't know if we're on Netflix yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. All right. So I don't even know who is on Netflix. Regardless, the Real Health Podcast is where we take all the latest information, news, articles, whatever's talked about in the media, and we want to break it down for you, give you our non-drug, non-surgical perspective of it. And the purpose, our hope, is that when we give you this information, it helps you feel better, get stronger, live longer, and feel younger. So it's been a little while since we recorded one of these. I think it's been a couple weeks at least.
Well, you weren't a part of the last one, so it feels like a lot longer for you too.
Either way, so the articles piled up a little bit. So we got a few things to talk about. We got we can talk about sugar substitutes and brain health. We've got an article on the government controlling supplement companies. We have one about the secret food ingredient loophole, which is basically something about how Donald Trump wants to make food safer for Americans. There's peptides. That's a big thing these days. We can talk about that. There's an article about peptides and whether they should be FDA approved or not. We've got one on antidepressants and whether people should stay on them or come off of them.
I have a good idea for an antidepressant I'll share with you later.
Is that right?
Yep.
All right. Do you think I need it?
No.
Do I look
But
depressed?
I was going to tell you that I was just looking at you and I think you've lost a lot of body fat.
Oh, yeah.
Because your shirt's looking a little
loose? Thanks.
But you're very muscular, but you've lost some body fat.
Yeah. But that was the purpose.
That was the goal.
Yeah.
You succeeded.
Now we're gaining. So I've actually put on 3 pounds of weight in the past, since the beginning of July.
That would make most of us depressed. We'd be curled up in bed crying over those 3 pounds.
Well, I lost 20 before that.
Yeah, we would have been singing.
From January to the end of June, I lost a little over half a pound a week.
That's pretty good.
Or something. Yeah, a little over half a pound. Anyways, we got an article about 150 deaths reported with GLP-1 use. And actually it's actually a higher number than that.
Well,
so we'll
let's dive Okay.
It's like a remember when. Because
Okay.
I want to ask you, if that article came out today, what would you say about it?
Okay.
That might be fun.
Okay. Well, let's dive in because I feel like we're going to run out of time. We got a lot to cover.
Well, let's hit timer and start the time here. I forgot to start time earlier. 4 minutes in. All right. Very cool. Story number 1. The article title says, Trump returns to controversial vaccine policy with order questioning childhood schedule. This was published in STAT. STAT is an American publication. It is reputable. It's been around for, 10 years or so. But it is very scientific and science-based. Anyways, but this was on the news. So
it's a big change in our policies, and people are so divided on this topic.
I think the biggest change is he's saying none of it is mandatory anymore.
Right. Which is a huge change. And it creates such division because there are people that believe that without these, like, our entire life as we know it is going to crumble and be no more. And I don't smirk at that. I really wish that people understood how the body really worked and how magnificently it was created, that God put so many mechanisms in us, that sometimes you have to trust the body instead of constantly trying to rewire it or fix it.
Why wouldn't you always trust the body?
Well, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
Right.
more than what the medical system does.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, here's the philosophy. It's philosophically different, and I'm not going to tell you one of them is wrong, right? But philosophically speaking, medicine in general, I'm going to generalize, medicine says your body is flawed.
Right.
It will decay, degenerate, fall apart, break down, and you're going to need to rip things out of it, and you're going to need to put things into it,
Right.
like hardware and screws, or you're going to need to put chemicals into it
Right.
to make it work correctly.
Right.
That's the philosophy.
Correct.
You're going to break down and die, and that's fact. Now, I can't prove them wrong because everybody does. Everybody breaks down
Right.
and falls apart and all that stuff, right? So I can't say they're wrong. The other side of it is the holistic philosophy. The holistic philosophy says your body was created perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
It can self-heal, self-regulate,
Mm-hmm.
as long as there's nothing interfering with it.
Right.
So remove the interference and the body will thrive.
Correct.
Now, I guess it's still going to age.
Yes.
And self-healing doesn't mean if I cut off your arm, you're going to grow another arm.
Correct.
There's limitations to that. Within those limitations, the body can self-heal. Broken bones will heal when you immobilize them. Cuts will heal even when you put sutures on them or bring the edges together.
Right.
So
We call it the limitation of matter. Here's the reality, though, is that none of us really know what the true limitations are,
yeah,
except what we've been given biblically, right? Like
Yeah.
we really don't know. Science does not know why this happens to one person and doesn't happen to another.
right.
Like there's so many things that we just don't understand.
Yeah.
But
Why-
I think,
Why do two people get pancreatic cancer?
right,
One's dead in 6 weeks, the other lives for
Correct.
years.
most of our breakdown that happens is due to the things we do to ourselves or allow to be done to us.
And have been doing.
Correct.
Remember Dr. Russell Reese? Dr. Russell Reese was one of the world's best cardiothoracic surgeons. He pioneered that surgery where
Right.
they take the heart out of the body,
Mm-hmm.
freeze the body or cool it down, move the heart to another table and operate on the heart, put it back in, reattach it, and start it
Start
again.
it back up again.
And he said, my skills as a surgeon do not determine if that patient survives or not. It's what that patient did from the beginning of their life until the moment of the heart attack
Right.
that will determine if that heart's going to survive or
It's
not.
true.
It's how you've been living your life.
Yes.
How you been living.
How you been living? Now, there is amazing abilities. You know, you said you don't expect to cut your arm off and have it regrow, but there are many parts of the body that do, in fact, regenerate.
Yeah.
And if you don't understand that regeneration portion,
Yeah.
and you don't understand what that mechanism in the body, how it's used, that's going to be
Did we
such
report
foreign
on this
information.
once? They gave someone a hand transplant. And so when you do a hand transplant, like he had lost his hand, they just transplanted a cadaver's hand.
Right.
So it wasn't his hand.
Correct.
Well, when you transplant a hand, it doesn't move anymore.
Right.
It's basically for cosmetics. 20 some years later, he was able to move the fingertips a little bit.
Yeah, which is wild.
That is a miracle.
Beyond.
I
But
wa-
the
I-
body is miraculous.
You wonder 20 years after that if he could actually pick things up.
Yeah, so cool. Although I have to admit, having a cadaver hand attached to
That's a
my
little
limb,
weird. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
No,
like,
people get like eye transplants.
I know any of it is so odd to me because I wonder, like, if I had a hand,
You're okay with a kidney though. Someone gives you a
Like-
kidney,
I think I would still intrinsically, it would be a little bit like a,
but that's not
but
a
you
cadaver.
can't see it.
But also, that's not a cadaver. That's a living
Correct.
person who donates a living kidney to you.
Correct.
This was like someone died.
Correct.
They took the hand, stuck it on someone else.
Well, it's a little harder to give up a hand than a kidney, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but eyes, that person dies and they take the heart, they take the eyes.
I know.
You remember Tony Dungy, the
Uh-huh.
coach? He talks about that. He
Yeah.
said his son said goodbye to him at Thanksgiving to go back to college, and he said I didn't get up to give him a hug because if I remember the story correctly, he said he's going to be back in a couple of weeks for Christmas break, but then his son ended up passing.
Yeah.
And he never got to see him. And so he said his eyes gave sight to someone who was blind.
Mm-hmm.
His heart saved someone's life. His kidneys saved 2 people's lives. His liver, I mean, they donated all his organs.
Yeah.
And he said, if God had told me your son is going to save 10 people's lives and give sight to a blind person, I would have said, that's awesome. But if God said, I have to take him away to do that, I don't know what I would have said.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, so we are way off topic with the transplant thing.
I don't know why you did that.
Why you did that? That was all you. I'm bringing us back. So this article talks about President Trump signed an executive order establishing new gold standard childhood vaccine recommendations. The order divides vaccines into those recommended for all children, those intended for higher risk children, and those to be considered through consultation with a clinician. So people need to realize he didn't take anything away.
Right.
He just categorized them. He said, these are necessary. These are for high risk kids. And these, you can decide if you want to do it or not. Talk to your doctor and decide if you want to get them or not. The administration says it compared the American schedule with schedules used by other countries. Critics say the change bypasses the traditional public, expert-led process normally used to evaluate vaccine recommendations. Supporters believe the United States recommends more childhood vaccines than necessary and that parents deserve a more individualized schedule. Critics respond that population-level vaccine recommendations are based on disease risk, transmission patterns, and years of safety and effectiveness data, not simply on how many doses another country administers.
So are we saying that other countries haven't investigated? I'm telling you, this irks me from our country because we allow so much crap.
Yeah.
And push so many negative agendas when it comes to what they expect us to put into our bodies, both food, pharmaceuticals, everything else. And we're like, oh, this bypasses all of this. Our process is crappy. It's crappy, all of it. So we should be looking at other countries that actually do not allow certain things to be put into their citizens' bodies. Come on, America. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
sorry, done.
if your neighbor's healthier than you and they're doing fundamentally something different than you,
maybe you should ask what?
You should ask them what they're doing and look into that. And, you know, this included Europe. It included Asia. I think I read somewhere, don't quote me on this, I could be making this up, but I thought in Japan, most kids don't get their first vaccine till the age of 5. That
could be.
And they only do it right before they start school. So they let their own immune system develop for the first 5 years of life. I don't know.
Well, there's, I know there are several other countries, or I don't know if we want to say ethnic groups, that when a woman has a baby, she doesn't leave the house for a month. People don't come over. It's immediate family. It's not, you don't go parade your 2-week-old around. And I paraded mine. Mine was in public, so I'm not judging. But as a comparison, like other countries, other cultures do things differently. There's a intentionality to building a child's immune system. There's an intentionality to a lot of what they do, where I don't feel like we have that in our country, not nearly as much.
You know, and why shouldn't people have a choice? Here's the way I look at it. Are vaccines 100% effective? Every expert will tell you they're not 100% effective. No. Some people will get the measles vaccine and they still get measles.
Yes.
Some people got the polio vaccine, they still got polio. So you can't say they're 100% effective. That's a fact. No controversy in that statement. They are not 100% effective. The second question I would ask is, are they 100% safe? And every expert across the board will tell you they are 100% not safe. Meaning they could be 99% safe, meaning there could be a small risk, but there's a risk. So I go, okay, if they're not 100% effective and there's a potential risk for damage, the third question I would ask is, do all experts, all scientists, all immunologists, all virologists, do they all agree that these vaccines are necessary? And no, it's split 50-50. Half the experts say don't do it and half say do it. So if the experts don't agree, it's not 100% effective and it's not 100% safe, shouldn't I have a choice?
Correct.
Not only that, no insurance company will indemnify vaccine companies.
Right.
They don't have insurance. That's why the federal government insures them.
Right.
Because no company would. Why wouldn't they want the premium from a vaccine company? That which would make them more money. But they said the risk is too high, and we will not insure them. It's like someone who's high risk as a driver,
right.
and the State Farm drops them,
right,
because they're too high risk. They are too high risk. No one will insure them. So you give me all of that information, and I go, all I'm asking is let people have a choice.
Yeah.
Let them do their own research,
right,
and make their own decision.
And we need to also understand, because this gets skewed, if the theory behind vaccines is true and you or your family are vaccinated,
thank you,
you are protected.
You're safe.
If my family decides not to and you are vaccinated, it does not impact you.
100%.
So that is where the science,
unless the vaccine is not effective.
Right?
There you go. Unless it's not effective. So if you're getting mad, or if someone says, whoever doesn't get vaccinated is putting other people in danger, then they're admitting that the vaccine's not effective.
Correct.
Because if it was effective, someone's kid that's not vaccinated, and let's say my kids are vaccinated, then my kids can play with them and they're fine.
Correct.
Because my kids are safe, right?
But here's the reality, is that when people go and get the chickenpox vaccine for their child and they bring it back to school, because their kid comes
spread it.
They spread it. And so if my child is not vaccinated, you are the one putting my child at risk.
Do you know the slip inside the MMR vaccine says every child who gets this vaccine is contagious for 90 days. Mm-hmm. So you literally get a vaccine and then you can go spread measles to people for the next 90 days.
Yes.
But no one looks at that, and the pediatrician doesn't tell you.
And who was it? Did Dr. Michael or you just tell me that there was a big study that was done, and they ended up not wanting to publish it?
Yeah.
Because they followed all of these non-vaccinated kids and these vaccinated kids throughout, I forget how many years.
He sent me the link.
Yeah, it's a fantastic study.
Yeah.
But the guy wouldn't publish it. The doctor wouldn't publish it because he didn't want to be ostracized.
Right.
I mean, that's what irks me, is why is it that everybody has such a hard time having a conversation? Why is it we can't have a different stance and you just go, okay, that's your belief system, cool beans, and walk away? Do you know what I mean? Like, that it bothers me.
I'm not supportive of everything Donald Trump does. This one I'm not against.
Right. So
take it for what it's worth. And listen, that's my opinion. It's not.
You're allowed to have one.
Thank you.
Just for the record.
Yeah. We're going to get emails, though.
That's okay.
Comments, emails. Bring it.
Maybe it'll lead to a meeting. I love meetings.
I'm going to write a book called Death by Meeting. Actually, I think there's a book named Death by Meeting.
There probably is.
Already. But okay, moving on. The article title is More Than 150 Deaths Reported After Weight Loss Drug Use. This is by The Independent. This one's a British journal. This has been around since the 1980s. If you haven't heard of The Independent, it's consumer oriented, but it is scientifically based and it is a reputable journal. So they said that Britain's Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency received more than 150,000 adverse reaction reports involving GLP-1 drugs, such as Mounjaro, Wegovy, and Saxenda. I didn't even know Saxenda was one of them. Reported outcomes included gastrointestinal problems, serious complications, and more than 150 fatal outcomes. Later reporting placed the combined number of suspected fatal reports above 200 as the database was updated. So 200 people died in the UK.
I would like to know what the outcomes were, what the fatal outcomes were.
Yeah, all the adverse reactions.
Mm-hmm.
150,000 of them.
I guess it's the pancreatic. Serious complications include the pancreatitis, gallbladder disease, severe dehydration, gastrointestinal obstruction.
Those are pretty serious.
Yeah, obstruction is no joke. My grandmother had one when I was younger. That was bad.
Yeah, and then those were the rare ones, and the common ones were gastric emptying and commonly commonly cause nausea. The gastric empty can commonly cause nausea, vomiting, constipation, diarrhea.
Yeah, I wonder how rare those things are. With that many deaths, I go, what do you
Yeah.
consider rare?
Yeah, we have multiple patients who like vomit every morning. They vomit their dinner from the night before every morning because they're on the GLP-1.
Well, my father had gastric bypass back in the day, which,
Yeah.
they basically take your
Stomach
stomach
stapling.
and make it to the size of a tip of a pin. Can you imagine food trying to get down there?
Mm-mm.
So he drank a lot of soup, right? Because you could get that down, a lot of liquids and stuff like that. But then I know I've said this before, but he wasn't taught the changes he really needed to make. So he'd add in a Kit Kat, and then do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
the behaviors never changed, but then the ability to process and digest changed massively, and it created a lot of issues. So it's very sad.
Yeah. Well, we don't know.
But he threw up every day.
Wow.
That
I
you
believe
you
that.
throw up every time you go because you
Yeah.
can't make it in.
So then, anyways, that's weight loss. There's other ways to lose weight than to take GLP-1s.
Yep.
Let's do story number 7, which is
Aging.
food. Yeah, the age, because we were talking about habits and eating. This is good. The article title is Popular Sugar Substitutes Linked to Faster Brain Aging.
Mm.
The publication is Science Daily, but the source is American Academy of Neurology. Again, nice reputable source. The author is a medical doctor who is also a PhD, so he has 2 doctorates. And researchers followed 12,772, so let's just say 13,000 Brazilian adults, average age 52, for approximately 8 years. They examined consumption of 7 low or no-calorie sweeteners: aspartame, saccharin, acesulfame potassium, erythritol, xylitol, sorbitol, and tagatose.
That's a fun one.
Tagatose.
Tagatose.
It's a mouthful. And
Yeah.
they
I'm
found,
going to name my next dog Tagatose. That's fun.
as they'll say, toe tag. People consuming the highest total amounts experienced faster decline in memory and thinking than those consuming the least.
Wow.
The difference was described as the equivalent of approximately 1.6 additional years of cognitive aging. The association appeared strongest in adults younger than 60 and in people with diabetes.
Gosh.
And yet they tell all diabetics to stop putting sugar in your tea and coffee and use artificial sweeteners, but the artificial sweeteners are making their brain age faster.
And we didn't know this, right?
We knew it. We're bought. We're all bought. We're gonna, let's do the FDA one next, about like how FDA doesn't approve supplements.
And I'm so sorry, because I think we have a person or two that may work for the FDA and our patient database, and we think you're smart. We really like you, so don't take this personally, but man.
Yeah.
FDA.
FDA wants to make money just like everybody else. So they're saying that this is observational. That there's correlation, but there's no causality, is basically their point.
They always say that when they don't want to make the true connection.
Yeah.
Because they want to keep selling it.
Because everybody's told, don't eat sugar, take the 0 calorie and low calorie stuff. But here's how the body works. You remember when you were when our kids were infants?
Mm-hmm. Well, sometimes
when one of them would cry, you would start to lactate right away.
Yeah.
Because human breast milk is produced when it's needed. Mm-hmm. It's on not demand. Produced and stored, it's on demand, exactly. And so the baby cries, the brain says the baby's in distress, I need to make milk. Signals go from the brain to the mammary glands, you produce milk, you feed the baby. Baby calms down, it reinforces that pattern. So it's neurologic. Well, when you put something sweet on your tongue, the brain says, that's sweet. It must be sugar. let me tell the pancreas to release more insulin. So insulin comes out, goes to all the insulin receptors, says, wake up, sugar is coming. The insulin receptors all wake up. And guess what? There's no sugar because it's artificially sweet. And so the receptors go, next time insulin comes and says sugar is coming, I'm going to ignore it. That's called insulin resistance. And so type 2 diabetes has been soaring since the 80s, not 90s, early 90s, because that's when everything went sugar-free. And that's when everybody's pancreas produced more insulin than they were before. And all the insulin receptors said, we're not going to listen anymore. And that's type 2 diabetes. That's why kids are getting type 2 diabetes when they never used to. Type 2 diabetes was like, you were 80 years old before you got type 2 diabetes.
The boy who cried wolf?
Pretty much. So now they're saying it also causes brain damage. So not only will it perpetuate diabetic problems, it's going to cause brain damage. And maybe that brain damage isn't directly a result of the chemical that's in the sweetener. Maybe it's because of insulin fluctuations. Because literally there's data that says, and this isn't, they're talking about changing the name dementia to type 3 diabetes.
I remember that. We did an article on that.
Because of insulin fluctuations. When insulin keeps going up and down, you get brain damage. I had a patient, he was, I think, 70 or 75. He's 75 because he's like 80, 81. 6 years ago, he would go for a walk. He would forget where he is. He would get lost. They had to go look for him. And his wife was super worried about it. And she said, we don't know what to do. I'm really scared. I'm really worried. I said, before you do anything, let's go on a ketogenic diet. Cut all carbs, all sugar. Let's do it for 6 months. And he did it 6 months. Literally, within weeks, his memory came back.
It's amazing.
It didn't even take 6 months. Within weeks, his memory came back. And now he's super careful how much sugar he eats.
Yep.
And he's now 81 or 82 and sharp, memory sharp, doesn't get lost. None of that. It all disappeared.
Yeah.
Yet people go through all these tests. They say, oh, your brain is fine, your body's fine, there's nothing wrong. That means you have dementia. Oh, well, why don't we do like a ketogenic diet and stabilize the insulin?
Because there's no medication.
Yeah.
That you can prescribe.
Nobody
for
makes
that.
money off of you getting healthy. They only make money off of you getting sick.
Right. And they want to give you a GLP-1 so you can keep eating all the crap that you already love to eat.
Yeah, literally 0-calorie foods can make you gain weight. Not directly, but indirectly, because they mess up your metabolism so much.
Yeah.
All right, let's do number 6 is supplement companies. Do we need to take a break? Let's do an ad break. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. Brandi had to talk to the puppy. There's a puppy down here. You'll get to see him. In a few, just relax. You'll get to see him. All right. Now they're not going to listen to anything.
I know.
Where's the puppy?
Because he's so cute.
We're talking about supplements. So the article title, this was in Medical Express, and it's based on American College of Physicians position paper in the Annals of Internal Medicine. Title of the article, Under-Regulated Dietary Supplements Endanger Public Health, say experts.
Experts.
What kind of experts are these? Under-regulated dietary supplements. Okay, so they do have some valid points in the article. So, more than half of American adults reportedly take dietary supplements, but only about 1/4 use supplements recommended by a healthcare professional. The American market may contain as many as 100,000 products. I'm not surprised about the 100,000 products.
100%.
I mean, there's so many vitamin companies out there, and a lot of them are trash.
Oh, most of them are trash.
And so, unlike prescription drugs, supplements generally do not undergo FDA pre-market approval for safety and effectiveness. And I go, why not? Why not? And the answer is because those companies need to pay the FDA to review their product, and they don't have the money like Big Pharma does, so they can't pay FDA. And FDA says, well, we're not going to regulate you. So you can put whatever crap you want in those pills and sell it to whoever you want. And if they get sick, it's on them.
Yep.
That's basically what's going on. It's the Wild West. It's worse than the Wild West. In the Wild West, you could defend yourself.
There are a few things because not every supplement company is created equally. So if I know there are some people who think we don't need supplements at all, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but if the FDA cares about people, they should step in and regulate them.
Okay, but they don't.
They don't care about people.
Correct. It's not about the people.
This is proof.
Right. But what you do want to look for in a supplement company, just FYI, is it a company who will actually pay for internal, external testing? They actually will put their money where their mouth is and pay an external company to test the quality and the efficacy of what they say
It'll
is on
say
the
it
bottle.
on the bottle. It'll have a third party. It'll say tested by, and it'll be a company. There's companies out there that their sole job is to test other products and put their seal of approval saying, if it says it has vitamin D in it, it really does have vitamin D
in this amount.
Yeah.
Like it.
Which is what the FDA should be doing.
Correct.
Oh, boy. The American College of Physicians says some products may contain mislabeled doses, undeclared ingredients, contaminants, or substances that interact with medications. And they're 100% right.
Yeah.
I remember there was a time where there was this weight gain powder that was supposed to be carbs and protein, but they literally put anabolic steroids in the powder. And people would take it and they would get bigger and stronger, and they thought this powder was really good. And then finally someone tested it and found out that there was illegal drugs inside it, and that's why it was selling so well. And that's why they were getting such good results.
And they were awfully moody.
More than that. They were chasing women all over. The ACP, American College of Physicians, wants Congress to require registration, evidence-based review, pre-market approval, stronger manufacturing standards, improved adverse event surveillance, and greater FDA recall authority. I'm for that.
I'm for that too, but could we have the same standards for Big Pharma?
That's funny.
I'm just saying.
No, because if they write the check, they get approved. It also recommends a searchable public database showing ingredients, available research, and known drug interactions. Anyways, do we need to talk about this anymore?
So
I don't. I think if you do your research and you talk to like a functional medicine doctor, a lot of chiropractors understand supplements well. Naturopathic physicians, you talk to one of them and they recommend a supplement and they tell you what brand and how much to take, you're going to be safe. But if you read an article or listen to a podcast and we say, oh, take some melatonin, and you just go grab some and start taking it, you could get the wrong brand, you could get the wrong dose, you could take it the wrong way, it could interfere with something else, and it could cause problems. I 100% think the FDA needs to step up and do their job.
Yes.
And not charge these companies.
Yes.
Do it as a public service. They're supposed to be a governmental agency. They're getting taxes, right? They're getting funding by taxes. But Big Pharma writes them big checks. Big Pharma has to demonstrate 3 positive trial studies. They can do 1,000.
Correct.
If 3 of them are positive, they only submit the 3. They don't submit every trial. That's another law that should be changed.
Exactly.
Submit every trial.
Exactly.
If Big Pharma is testing a drug and they do 100 trials on it, they need to submit the results of all 100 trials to the FDA, not just 3 good ones.
Right.
But they only present 3 good ones, so they keep testing till they get a good one, and then another one. Once they have 3, they submit that, and the FDA approves. Because they want money.
Yes, they do.
Wow. We need to calm down.
I know, it's been very emotional.
Getting heated. I feel like I'm going into a fight. What do you want to do? You want to do a Trump article again? Let's talk about Trump.
Is this number 5?
Number 5.
Okay.
Trump officials propose new requirements for food additives and ingredients. Again, thank you, Trump. What's wrong with that?
That's good stuff.
Do you know they have this thing? It's called generally recognized as safe or GRAS.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Under the present generally recognized as safe or GRAS system, a manufacturer can determine that a new ingredient is safe and introduce it into food without necessarily notifying the FDA. So they can put whatever the heck they want in there.
And for the record, if you and I read the ingredients listed under GRAS, we would not feel the same way. We would not feel that they are generally regarded as safe.
Well, that's why the FDA doesn't approve vitamin D but they approve yellow number 5 and red dye and all this other stuff.
I know. It makes me twitch. It is so backwards. And when I hear, like, in the first, article, oh, we're just looking at other countries. Yeah, we are looking at other countries.
We're looking at healthier countries
because we're not doing it right.
Yeah.
America, we're not doing it right.
I think infant mortality rate is really low in the U.S. really high in the U.S. compared to other countries. More newborns die and infants die in America than other countries.
That's ridiculous.
Not every country, but I'm talking about industrialized nations. Anyways, that's something we should probably look up at some point.
Yeah, it's good.
Approximately 10,000 additives are reportedly permitted in the American food supply. 10,000 additives, including preservatives, thickeners.
Can we just have real food?
Thickeners. They put thickeners like you ever drink oat milk? They put rapeseed oil in oat milk to make the same consistency as regular milk.
Yeah.
And it's toxic.
Yeah.
Thickeners and food packaging ingredients. So basically the business of whatever sells. Critics argue that many have never received meaningful independent review. Why would we call them critics? I mean,
we're a critic.
I guess so. And we have a following of like 6 people who listen to us.
There's more than 6.
All right. Manufacturers would be required to notify the FDA and submit their scientific rationale before introducing new additives. What's wrong with that? Like, I bet people get mad at Trump for this too. Trump is saying, if you're going to put a new ingredient in your food,
you got to get it approved first.
Submit the paper and tell us you're doing it. No, you don't even have to get approval. It says just submit it and inform the FDA. The FDA then has 180 days
to come back and
basically
say
6 months. The FDA has 6 months to examine the submission. The agency would also publish a list of reported ingredients. So they're not. He's not even telling them you can't put stuff in there.
He's
just saying register it. Whatever you put in there, register it. And the FDA, they have 180 days to evaluate it and tell you if it's safe or not. If you don't hear from them and they don't evaluate it, whatever. And they don't even have to wait those 180 days. They can say, I'm doing this, and put it in and go. I mean, I can't see anything more lax than that.
Yeah.
And I think it's a step in the right direction. The notification would not necessarily equal an independent FDA safety evaluation. Meaning you could notify the FDA and FDA would be like, I'm not evaluating that, which is probably what they're going to do. Former FDA Food Program Director Susan Main warned that appearing on the public list would not mean the agency had determined an ingredient was safe.
Well, then why can't we have added in not considered safe yet list?
I know.
It's not rocket science, people. You're really good at lists. Just make a new one.
They only put vitamin D and vitamin C on that list. The FDA also says it has drafted the federal government's first definition of ultra-processed food, although the definition has not yet been released.
Oh, I cannot wait to see this. Why haven't you released it? And why did you need to redefine it? So that more could be considered not ultra-processed?
Right. Yet all those artificial sweeteners that are causing brain damage,
we need to hide that.
They're on the list.
They need to be hidden. We're not going to talk about that. We're just going to put it on the safety list.
That's right.
We're not going to look at it or evaluate it.
We are aware that this ingredient is in this food. That's all they say. Anyways, I don't know why they get upset. You want to talk about something nice? How about peptides? You get a pep in your step.
Yeah. Although, the GLP-1...
That's a peptide.
Is a peptide.
Yeah.
So
not a friendly one.
Not a friendly one. So you do have to be careful, even with peptides.
I would, yeah, with every single one. So the article title, this is in the Washington Post. FDA panel recommends loosening restrictions on peptides despite scientists' concerns. Now they're concerned. They're not concerned about GLP-1. They're concerned about all the other peptides that actually work better.
Well, they don't know how much is going to cut into Big Pharma's market, sir. Right? If you start loosening the protocols and the availability of these, and some of them make people healthier and they no longer need some of the meds that were recommended or prescribed, somebody is not going to be happy.
Yeah.
And Big Pharma wants to figure out how to take these peptides, synthesize them, right?
Yeah.
And make money off of it. So,
Which I'm sure they will.
they will, of course.
A divided FDA advisory committee recommended allowing compounding pharmacies to produce several currently unapproved peptides, including BPC-157, TB-500, KPV, and MOTS-C, M-O-T-S-C. Do you know what those are?
The BPC-157 and TB-500 we've talked a lot about.
Yeah, those two help skin or tissue regeneration. They're good for healing, but they also cause cell growth, which some people say long-term use of that can lead to cancer. KPV is a small peptide, only 3 amino acids in it, and it reduces inflammation without causing immune suppression.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, on the cellular level.
Yeah.
So that's really cool, and so that's good for like healing the gut. Someone has an inflamed gut. I'm thinking about is people like ulcerative colitis.
Right.
I wonder if they
Leaky
could get
gut.
on that, because ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease, these are inflammatory bowel diseases.
Right.
Those people go on really strong immune suppressants.
And it tanks their immune system. They
But
get
then
sick all the time.
So do people with like psoriatic arthritis. So do people with like extensive rheumatoid arthritis. They're going on these immune suppressants.
Some are.
And even multiple sclerosis patients. I wonder if like that peptide would help stop the degenerative stuff and reduce inflammation without suppressing the immune
I would
system.
say, why would it not be an option to try?
Why can't we at least study and see if there's any drawbacks to it? Like that, I have not heard negative things about that one. And this other one, MOTS-C, I haven't seen negative things about that. That increases insulin sensitivity and increases fat oxidation in the body. They call it an exercise mimitive. It mimics. I don't know. It mimics exercise.
That's a fun
So
word.
you take this peptide, and it's like exercise in a bottle. You just exercised. Now they say it works better when you actually exercise, but it burns fat. It
That's cool.
supports your mitochondria, so it makes all your cells healthier, and increases insulin sensitivity.
So you can sit back like this and be like, I'm working out right
So
now.
yeah, pretty much cozy workout. What was
Cozy
it?
cardio.
Cozy cardio. We reported on that. What was that, like 2 years ago? We reported on
Yeah.
cozy cardio.
It's almost fall. I feel like that's a good time to start cozy cardio.
Yeah, like
Get your soup.
pull your blanket up.
It's like my favorite thing.
That's cardio exercise.
I
Just grab the blanket,
I do
pull
love
it.
cozy cardio. Pull it, and then you got to have your tea or your soup
Yeah,
that you can bring up. You got to have some repetitive movement in there.
Right.
It's very important.
Remote control, that was in there. Pushing the buttons on the remote was cozy cardio. Oh boy. All right, and then one that's not listed here is retatrutide, which is a three-part GLP peptide, which is better than GLP-1. It has GLP-1 in it, but it has 2 other ones.
Right.
Anyways, BPC-157 and TB-500 are sometimes promoted together as the Wolverine stack, supposedly accelerating tissue repair, reducing inflammation, and improving recovery. Other peptides are promoted for metabolism, pain, migraines, sleep, and anti-aging.
The Wolverine stack does not give you the knives in the knuckles.
No.
I'm just telling you.
No.
So don't expect that.
But I've heard studies, and I've heard people say, like anecdotally, patients of ours who tore a tendon in their shoulder, and they injected themselves with BPC and TB stack 5 days a week for a few weeks, and like it all repaired, and their shoulder regenerated.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty amazing. Within like a couple of weeks, not like months.
I always wonder, like, why would you not want to see if you can combine the two? Like, say somebody really did need to have like a reconstruction of the knee or something like that, right? So then you do that, and then you use these peptides to have it heal really fast.
Yeah.
Like, why would we not use it like
Post-surgical,
that?
if you just give it to people post-surgically.
Yeah.
Like even like someone who had a C-section.
Right.
I wonder if you inject the site of the incision, you just make everything in that area heal.
Yeah.
So much faster.
I just wonder if like it would reduce the risk of opioids down the road,
Right.
opioid addiction, things like that.
People have like knee replacement, hip replacement, and just inject BPC and TB and make it heal faster.
Yeah.
You still got your money from the surgery.
Right.
These substances are already available through gray market websites, sometimes labeled for research use only. Yeah, I mean, I know supplement stores that you can walk in and buy these things.
Yeah.
You just give them the money and you buy it, and then on the bottle it says for laboratory research only.
Yep.
And then you're like, I'm going to give it to my rats. I have some rats.
Right.
I'm just going to give it to them. So, supporters argue that permitting licensed pharmacies and clinicians to provide them would be safer than forcing consumers toward unverified online products. Well, and if it's supervised, that would be great.
Yes.
FDA scientists said there is insufficient reliable human evidence establishing safety, effectiveness, consistent. That's because you refuse to study it. You're afraid. That's what it is. You are afraid to find something that works better than what you approved last year.
Because God forbid we take a chunk of any market, cancer, elective surgery.
The same thing applies as the supplements. Is you can go to these websites, these gray market websites, and you could say, hey, you order BPC-157. They'll send you something. It may not be that, and you have no idea if it's correct or not. So that's the scary
risk.
part.
Yeah.
You have no idea if what you're getting is what you actually wanted. All right, we're out of time, but
you can't be out of time.
You want to show the puppy, huh? We were going to talk about antidepressants. Maybe we do that next time.
Here we go.
What's up, dog?
This is Hector.
Hector is our son's dog. We have our middle boy wanted a dog, and he said, I want my own dog and I want a little dog, because the dog we have is a big dog, like 75 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that one better. Cover your ears. And so anyways, I said, if you can pay for it and care for it, you can have it. So he found this one. He paid for it. And now Brandi's caring for it.
I only help. This is why God created the family unit with two adults, like a mom and a dad.
One adult to ignore the animal and the other to care for the animal.
Well, it is hard to raise a little one on your own.
Right.
And you don't remember how much effort it takes.
And our son learned that in the first 2 days.
Certainly did. But he is very sweet and very cute.
Yeah, he's a good dog.
And he's not going to be very big.
That's pretty much it, right? I mean, he's 13 weeks old, right?
He's actually 14 weeks and 4 days.
Oh, okay.
He's almost to 4 months.
He's gotten bigger.
Yeah, he's gotten taller for sure. And look at that little half face. Half black, half gray face. It's just so cute.
His eyes are different colors too.
Yeah, he's got his right lower eye is blue.
Yeah.
Not that he has an upper eye, but I mean the lower part of his eye. Just FYI. But he is cute.
He sat quietly during the podcast, so that's good.
Yeah.
All right, so we were going to talk about antidepressants. The article was HHS presses ahead with effort to curb antidepressant use. They talk about the dangers of it and why sometimes it's not necessary and so on. And then there's a new flu shot that was approved by the FDA. And this one is actually it's the first mRNA flu shot. And it's been approved by the FDA. As if the mRNA other shot wasn't controversial enough, now we got another one. So that just got approved. And then I'll tell you the 1984 article I was going to talk about, which we're out of time. The title of that is Hold the Eggs and Butter. This was in Time magazine. And basically, they, and I'll just summarize it for you. They found that cholesterol can lead to heart disease. And they said these foods have the highest amount of cholesterol, so they should be banned. So you should not eat any more eggs or any more bacon or butter. But
Merlin the talking pig is going to be very happy to hear that.
Yeah, that's true. Anyways, the $150 million study behind the headline was not primarily an egg and butter study. It involved 3,600 men ages 35 to 59 whose cholesterol was already above 265. All received dietary counseling, and half were also given cholestyramine. I guess this was a drug back in the 80s, a cholesterol-lowering medication described as tasting like orange-flavored sand. And half received a placebo. After an average of 7.4 years, the medication group had lower LDL and approximately 19% fewer major coronary events. The trial provided important evidence that lowering elevated blood cholesterol could reduce cardiovascular risk, but it did not directly prove that eating eggs caused heart attacks, but they made the egg the evil thing. And we now understand that dietary cholesterol does not affect blood cholesterol equally in everyone. In fact, maybe it is equally everyone. If you eat cholesterol, it does not affect your blood cholesterol levels, because your blood cholesterol levels are determined physiologically by the nervous system inside the body. So your body decides, I need this much cholesterol. If you eat it, let's say it says you need the 265. Your blood level needs to be 265 for cholesterol, and that's what you need. Now, the liver will produce 70% of that, and 30% of that comes from your diet. But if you stop eating cholesterol, the liver goes, well, I guess I'm going to have to produce all of it. And it still makes more, and you still get 265. So you cannot lower your cholesterol. You have to lower the need for cholesterol.
Right.
You cannot lower cholesterol without lowering the need for cholesterol. It's a whole different talk for another day. But can you imagine if this article came out today in Time Magazine? What would we say? If we're reporting on it today on this podcast, what would we say?
I'd say that's absurd.
Go eat eggs, man. Eggs are good for you.
Eggs and butter. Go eat it.
Butter's good. Butter's anti-inflammatory.
Yeah.
Organic grass-fed cow butter and ghee.
Yeah.
Those are good for you.
And I can feel it. If I drink cream in my coffee, I feel my joints are inflamed. Like I can feel it right away. Butter in my coffee, don't judge unless you've tried it.
That's right.
Don't feel that.
Yep. All right, so maybe we'll dive into the antidepressant one next time, unless we have something better.
Guess I have to bring Hector back.
Hector's a good antidepressant. What were you going to say about it? You said, I'm going to say something about depression.
No, I was going to show. I said, this is really a great antidepressant here.
I wonder if you had one of these, you would need the antidepressants.
I don't think so. It gives you something to do. It makes you get up and move. It loves you. It kisses you. It makes you laugh and smile.
She's already sleeping.
Yeah, he loves me.
Yeah, you can keep. I'll keep the big dog.
All right, sounds good.
Anyways, thank you everybody for joining us. Have a very blessed week or two. I don't know when we're going to do another one. Hopefully next week, but we'll see.
Next week or two.
Yeah, we'll see. We've just been busy. But thanks for joining us, and thanks for sharing and subscribing and all of that. Please comment. Let us know what you think. And if you don't like something we said, let us know. We enjoy dialogue. We're not afraid of people who don't agree with us, unlike some people.
All right. Well, we will see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Live radio, local podcasts, the Frederick Podcast Network at listenfrederick.com.